Hello there guys, it's me Unstable Voltage. Welcome to episode 23 of Europa Universalis as England, now Great Britain. We have been able to make the switch. We've just got to be careful now because we did just go and vassalise Flanders over here. And we are getting a fair bit of a coalition against us. Let's just go and have a quick look at the coalition map mode. It's mostly HRE members, which is not surprising. Let's go and see if we can actually improve relations with some of these people, because we do have a lot of free diplomats right now, and if we can actually get some of these people to hate us a little bit less, then we might actually manage to get a few people out of the coalition. I'm not particularly bothered about the coalition. I don't think they are going to be able to do enough. I don't think they're going to be strong enough to take us on. But obviously it is something that you have to keep in mind. Still got these national decisions, even though I thought I had that unticked. So let's go ahead and untick that and we won't get the warning about it anymore. We do have some potential looming disasters to come, so we do need to keep our eye on that. Also got to keep our eye on France's Liberty Desire, which is okay at the moment. Flanders obviously has some quite high Liberty Desire. Let's go ahead and improve relations with Flanders at this point as well, because we don't want them attempting to break free. We are going to go ahead at some point and have to try and deal with Scotland, because we do have a CB against them now. So artillery cost is a little bit more expensive. Now I did say that I was going to go ahead and build some more units, and we are. So well, we've got a good mix. This army down here, what's this army got? This has got 1747, which is not a bad composition. I guess if we could go one more infantry, one more artillery. We don't really need to be on our mainland at the moment, though, which is a good thing. So we don't need to worry too much up here, but we do also need to make sure that we are able to deal with any potential threats. What are we now? What are we under? We can still build a few more units. What do we have in this army? What's its composition? So we need at least... oh, we've managed to convert somewhere. So let's go ahead and keep converting. Get our religious unity up as quickly as possible. So we will grab another couple of infantry and another cannon. We still need to get rid of all of the mercenaries, but we'll leave them for now because it'll allow the manpower to recharge a little bit. So we're currently on Diplo focus. I mean, we are over our relationships by 1. And by being over our relationships, it's actually slowing us down a little bit. And on top of all of that, we're behind in military. We're behind in Diplotech anyway. Nothing can be upgraded. There are no ships that can be upgraded. What was the upgrade level that we got? It was galleys and flutes. Or is that on the next level? Caravel, level 9. Early Carrack, level 3. So we should... Are these not early Carracks? Can we not upgrade these? Yes, we can upgrade these. It's expensive, but let's do it. And we also need to get our fleet of lights. These barks. And let's just bring them down into London. So we did lose one. Not too worried about that right now. We are going to be losing some money here, mainly because we're not actually trading. But we'll tell them to upgrade. And that will give us more trade power, so it's worth it. And then we'll tell them to go back to protecting trade in the English Channel. And obviously as soon as they've repaired, they will go back. And that'll... See, we're down to 52% now. This coalition is getting very big. Which is, as the game likes to say, worrisome. It is most of the HRE. But we'll leave it. We're not in a... I think we can handle it. I used to be really scared of coalitions, and if I'm honest, I'd sooner not have a coalition against me. But we can handle it, I think. So these guys have all been upgraded, but we don't need to sit there and repair them. We're just going to mothball them straight away, and that'll stop us hemorrhaging money. We can grab another idea, which is actually going to be our military idea. Now, we are behind the times on military tech. So, do we want to wait for the next tech, or do we want to grab Naval Force Limit Modifier? I think we're actually going to grab the Naval Force Limit Modifier. Maybe a little bit of a stupid thing to do, given the fact that we could possibly get declared on by the coalition. But at least now, we are no longer over our Naval Force Limit. So that'll actually save us a little bit of money. And in fact, what I'm going to do is just go and buy another light ship just to make us up to 25. So we've done another conversion. Let's keep them going and get our religious unity up as quick as possible. So we want to try and do it before we get this looming disaster, this religious turmoil. It's already at 28%. But we only need to get our religious unity up to 50% to try and get rid of most of that. Now let's actually have a look on the religious map where centres of reformation are. So we didn't actually get a centre of reformation, which is unfortunate. All the centres of reformation are over here, so we haven't got anything actually helping us flip. But we are converting as quickly as we can. We should be able to handle a disaster. I hope we don't have to. We shall see how that's going to go. How are things going in Parliament? We can't start a debate yet, so that's fine. Let's make sure we're keeping our eye on France's liberty desire. So sucking up to Flanders is obviously helping now because they don't have as high liberty desire. France's is still relatively high. Mainly because they have better Diplotech than me, so we definitely need to try and get our Diplotech up as quickly as we can. Even more places entering into military coalitions against us. Maybe we can actually get Switzerland out for a start, and we'll just go around and keep trying to suck up to people, and hopefully they will leave us alone. Need to let some of this aggressive expansion burn off. Milan, they're in a coalition now. Getting a little bit worrying. So we've got to be really, really careful. Rebel uprising. Wow, there's a lot of potential rebels here. Catholic zealots might pop. And there's a lot of separatists. Now, why are all these willing to pop? Maybe because of this religious turmoil thing. Finally managed to convert the heretics in Derby. Someone else has entered the coalition. Let's go ahead and work on Lincoln. Religious unity is at 12%. The disaster is getting there. We need to have a religious unity of at least 75%. Or complete humanist ideas. Well, even if we'd have picked humanist ideas, we wouldn't have been able to complete it. So we're just going to have to convert as quickly as we can. War exhaustion is going down on its own. Castile has actually rivaled me now. Castile were an ally. Losing a powerful ally is a bad thing. My allies... I still have a royal marriage with them. We're still allied with them. That alliance will probably break. I'm not going to rival them straight back. Yep, they've broken their alliance. Okay, if that's the case, if you've broken your alliance, then I do have to, unfortunately, rival you. So we're going to rival Castile. So maybe we need to find somebody else, somebody powerful that we can get an alliance with. Maybe Sweden. Are Sweden independent? Sweden are independent. So if I was to go and let's just stop sucking up to Flanders for a moment. Sweden. You wouldn't accept an alliance because trust distance between borders, not the same religion. I doubt we'd need to suck up to them much to get them to go for an alliance. It's nice to have somebody powerful on your side. What about Hungary? Hungary don't like us. Poland don't like us. Lithuania don't like us. Ottoman we're rivaled with. Papal State hates me. Yeah, we're not going to find many friends in Europe. So we do have to be careful here. Are Aragon still under Castile? Yes, they are. So this is potentially bad because not only do we have this really awful coalition against us, but now we've actually got reduced number of allies. And we've actually lost our most powerful ally. We can still have some more troops. What have we got in this one? I guess we can get a couple more cavalry and maybe a couple more... well, we can only have 3. So let's get a couple more cavalry. And let's go ahead and get another artillery. And then we will start getting rid of some of those mercenaries as well. A couple of truces expiring, though I don't think they will coalition us. So Switzerland, how are things with you? Would you be... Yeah, they'd actually take an alliance now. So let's go ahead and just stop sucking up to Sweden. Did I just say Switzerland? I meant Sweden. So this is again is going to put us over our relationship limits because we still have that royal marriage with Castile, unfortunately. But bear in mind that also means that Castile can't declare on me because they have. Oh, actually, no, we do apparently have the right number of relations. Oh, a call to arms already before we've even started. So Sweden wants us to go to war against Norway, Denmark, Muscovy. I'm going to accept, of course, but I'm not actually going to get involved in the war, so that is fine. Do you want to try and get a royal marriage with them? Obviously, we have to wait a little bit. So let's go ahead and do that. Yeah, I'm just not going to get involved in this war. I do have to be careful because obviously we do have ships around and we don't want our ships to get collared, but we should be fine. Let's go ahead and convert somewhere else. How are we doing with this looming disaster? It's getting close. We are only at, what is our religious unity right now? We call our diplomat from Switzerland. Our religious unity is only 14%. We could end up with this disaster popping. We could end up with a lot of rebels. This could be a very interesting game doing this switch. We're still going to try and flip over as quickly as we can. Make sure I'm keeping my eye on France's Liberty Desire here. Plenty of money in the bank, so it's not too bad. We are, once again, still trading. Norway's pieced out with Poland. We can lose some money, or we can lose some admin power. Well, we've got money in the bank, so let's go and do that. Our general has died. I did build... Oh, I'm still building that light ship. I was going to say, I was sure I did build, or I was building another light ship. We've got some Catholic zealots that have just popped, which is not good. So let's go ahead and put all these guys together. We are going to need another leader. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and... How good is their leader here, actually? Is a 101. I'm just going to go ahead and use Richard for the moment because I don't really want to have to get any extra... spend any military power that I don't have to. I'm going to go ahead and just grab a few mercenaries just to try and make the numbers up because we've got these guys down here that we need to grab as well. Especially as most of them have all just decided to form up in London, which is problematic. So let's go ahead and we're going to start shipping our main army over here as well. We should win that battle quite easily. And they are trying to siege London, which is fine because London does actually have a fort. So they won't get that too easily. So let's move down there. So we're going to attach to transport. Drop off at Kent. I'm doing this manually, of course, because it's so much quicker to move troops around this way than it is trying to do the auto move. Because the auto move is just absolutely terrible at doing this. So we'll drop you off. Yeah, the auto move just puts the ships in the water and then moves people across as an aquatic landing, and it takes ages, so we're not doing it that way. Attach to transport. The rest of you can move up. And then we're just going to throw down, so... We'll get a bit of attrition here. You're going to group up and go in. You're going to group up and go in. And then we'll sort out the carnage afterwards. So let's everybody get involved. Obviously, we're going to have massive numbers here. Hungary's actually announced me as a rival, which is surprising because I'm a good distance away. Let's just throw those mercenaries in. And we won that battle. Fantastic. So we're going to group up there. And let's create a new unit. And let's try and get a fairly decent composition. So let's go ahead and take 10 infantry. And we will take 4 cavalry. And we will take 6 cannons. So that gives us a stack of 20. Although it says 16 at the moment because obviously we've taken some damage. And then over here, let's just go and split off the mercenaries. We still have some manpower. And in fact, I think what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to go and disband the mercenaries now. So you guys are going to get back over to Calais, and I'll let the boats do it automatically because you don't really need to worry about that. As for you, let's do a similar thing. Let's go ahead and take 10 infantry, 4 cavalry, and we'll take... well, I wanted 6 cannons there, and I've gone and screwed it up. 6 cannons. So we've got this sort of this 20 stack thing going on. So you guys just sit in Essex for the time being, and then we'll sort the rest of that out. Got somewhere else that we can convert. We must remember not to miss that, because we need to keep converting as quickly as we can. We also need this aggressive expansion to burn away, and it will burn away. I mean, it will go down over time. It's quite high with some of these people. There's some that it's going to be very, very difficult to get it to go down with. Switzerland's not too bad. Savoy's not too bad either. We can go into Savoy and we can try and improve our relations there. Most of them are going to be outraged, but hopefully it will go away. We just don't want any sort of disasters to pop right now. Yeah, apparently we have Scotland. Oh, right, Scotland are allied with Sweden. That's why they're our ally in this war. I was going to say, I'm sure that forming Great Britain doesn't automatically ally you with Scotland. But yes, they're allied with Sweden, so it'll be interesting when we go to war with Scotland, but it will have to happen. You guys, I think, can come down to Picardy, and you can be on the mainland. And then this is going to be a new army that we have to build up here. So it's going to need a couple of cavalry at least. What are we below? We're only 2 below our force limit. And what did I just say that you were on? What have you got going here? Oh, you've split up because you're going on board the ship. That's fine. You could do with another cannon. So let's just go ahead and do that. That'll make the numbers up. Of course, it will be easier once we can get some more force limit, which won't take too long. It's not going to be terrible. Not too sure where all of France's army's gone. I'm just so paranoid that France are going to try and break away, and we're going to have like the whole religious thing, and everything's just going to go wrong all at the same time. I guess we could suck up with France a little bit more. So let's go back to improving relations with France. I also want to keep improving relations with Flanders as well. So I'm not really getting involved in this war for good reason, because it seems quite dangerous. And I just want to concentrate on, yeah, we're only over our diplomatic relations by 1. Hopefully things with Brittany will break down soon. Portugal is still fine to be in a relationship with, and I think we definitely want to try and improve that. So I had all that time when all of my diplomats were just sort of sitting around idle, and I didn't have anything for them to do. And now I'm kind of like, yeah, I wish I had more diplomats, because all of a sudden there's a lot of people that I really want to suck up with. Denmark have peaced out. So we don't really need the leader over here, and once again I'm going to unassign our king just so that he's got less chance of dying in combat. We've managed to convert somewhere else. Let's keep that going. We're doing all the ones that are quick to do first. You are going to protect trade in the English Channel. Hopefully you'll meet up with the main fleet. It doesn't always work, because sometimes they don't go up and down the same path. Sometimes they go around in a circle, and it means they don't actually bump into each other. But they have actually formed up, and that's fine. These rebel uprisings are getting a little bit dangerous, although I think we can handle them. In fact, I think what we should be doing over here, which would be a much better idea, is actually keeping at least some of this army over on the mainland, because we're about to get a lot of rebels popping, potentially. There's not an awful lot that I can do about this. I don't know why it's all going up. Maybe it's because of the this looming disaster. Currently at 86% towards starting. This is going to be interesting if this pops. I guess we could go ahead and boost to stability. It's not going to help much, but it might slow down some of the national unrest here. Which will make life a little bit easier. What is our current religious unity? If only we had another, you know, 20 or 30 missionaries. We're definitely not going to manage to get to... yeah, we're definitely not going to manage to reach 75% religious unity before this event pops. Someone's fabricating on Calais. That is fine. Remember, we've had looming disasters before. You know, we're playing as England. It happens. We had a looming disaster with the War of the Roses. So we fully expect these things to pop. So let's go ahead and improve relations over here. Yeah, religious turmoil is at 90% and it's going up by 2% monthly. Now, if we get our religious unity up to 50%, it'll stop going up. It won't cancel the disaster, but this is literally going to pop in 4 months' time. There's nothing we can do about that. It is going to hit the fan, and it is going to hit the fan hard. We could grab a Diplo idea, but again, we are still behind on our Diplo tech, so we're going to wait for that one. This is going to be very, very tricky for us to deal with. And these rebel uprisings as well are not helping. Most of these separatists, I think, are because of the looming disaster. But I think we'll be okay in general. Doesn't help that we're also at war. When's it going to pop? It's at 94%. So it's literally going to pop at the beginning of next year. So now it'll go up to 96%. We can have a debate in Parliament. Probably not the best time for it when we're about to have all this religious turmoil. So we can get an increase in base tax and reducing build cost. Extra merchant. Reduced development cost. Reduced shipbuilding time. Reduced recruitment time. That could be quite useful because we're probably going to lose a lot of units during the war. Or this battle. But I don't know if we'll get this in time. I think I will... See, I prefer things that give you something permanently. Like one base tax. Lose 24 Diplo, which I don't really want to do. Bribe an MP, we can easily afford to do that. We don't want to ever lose mercantilism. 20 Diplo power's not too bad. Don't want to lose army tradition. Navy tradition, don't care about too much. 75% chance, we will leave it at that. Disaster is at 96% chance to fire. Well, it's at 96% chance complete. We're going to continue to convert, though. We've got all of our forts up. And we are 1 month away from the disaster. And we've lost an advisor. So we want... diplomatic reputation, actually, is not a bad guy to have at all. Or do we want better relations over time? I think we'll just go with the diplomatic rep guy for the time being. But this is a good point to end the video. So thanks a lot for watching, guys. I hope you're still enjoying EU4. When you come back next time, the disaster is going to fire, and that's going to make life very, very interesting. And in fact, I'm just going to tell all these guys to form up so we can have one big army. So thanks a lot for watching, guys. I'll see you on the next video. And until then, goodbye for now.